Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today, and we are back with what is probably the final key of this week, on the Warrior at least. Had a nightmare trying to get into an Azure Vault, just couldn't get into one, so we settled and got an 8. We're expecting around 120 points, which will put us around the 1300 mark if my math is awful. It'll put us around the 1200 mark. Yeah. Um, it's been a long day. Yeah, so hopefully it'll be a nice, smooth, quick run. I'm even going to flask just because I'm going to try and flask anyway. You can't do this. You can't flask in combat. That seems dumb. But yeah, I mean, so overall this week, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing Warrior. I have continued to revert back to tank, even though for once, it doesn't seem like tank is just the easiest thing in the world to get a key on. At different points in time, like you could play a tank and pretty much queue for anything you'd get in. Like they were that needed. And over different, obviously, seasons and things like that. But right now, it just doesn't seem to be the case. Which I mean, isn't a bad thing. It's nice that there are tanks around, but yeah. Um, but I've continued to play tank. I enjoy Fury. I could see myself doing like late night keys as arms, where it's like, I don't know, I've not slept very well and I just want to log in, run a key, just nice, chill, no stress. I could see that being arms for me. Um, but I don't think I could main arms. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure I could main Fury. As much as I love the spec, it was actually hurting my wrist at points playing it, just because I have like a not an RSI, but close in my wrist, and the speed at Fury's rotation just constantly actually does hurt if I do like 2 or 3 keys back to back. So I found that it wasn't particularly comfortable. Whereas with Prot, it's still a high paced, high APM tank, but actually like I'm not having to spam so much, and I think that makes it just a little bit cleaner and nicer for me. So there's no thundering to worry about. Um, we're going to our goal in this run. Let's set ourselves a little goal. I'm going to try and top damage in this run overall. Um, it's potentially a little bit unrealistic. Let's have a look at eye levels: 384, 383, 369. So let's see. I'm just going to try and focus on pumping as much damage as possible, and let's see what we can do. So this is an ad boss basically. It's manage the trees. So we're going to hit the trees with this. We're going to get some ads. Happy days. That's pretty much it. Things are going to explode in a second, and we're going to want to try and get as many trees as possible. I have saved Ravager for this, mainly because I'm trying to pump. So Thunderclap, get them all in, and Thunderous Roar as well. Let's just try and do as much damage as possible. That was a nice little deep breath from the Evoker. I think I can hit both of these here, so that'll be our goal. Oh, he's running the hot Living Flame. I haven't seen anyone run that. It's pretty nice. Am I going to be able to get both of those? I am. I'm pretty good at this old tanky malarkey, you know? So I was expecting the Rogue to actually kick her ass a little bit overall. I thought if we were going to struggle, it would be to the Rogue beating us. But this Evoker single target's pretty damn juicy, actually. Spam a load of Revengers into this. Bloody Evoker padding. What's that about? I will say there's one. Oh, the Evoker died trying to fly over it. It's hilarious. I will say there's one thing that there doesn't seem to be a rage spender for Prot Warrior that does damage. Now, they don't obviously it doesn't need to be, but it would feel quite nice if there was, I think. So it's something that I feel like potentially is missing. Is there anything I can pick up from talents that does that? I don't think so. But yeah, it'd be nice to just be able to pump threat or pump rage into more damage, whatever that looked like. Do we all get through? Oof, that was by the skin of his teeth. So 2 targets. Not exactly our jam in terms of trying to maximize our damage, but we popped cooldowns anyway, so apparently we're going to give it a good go. I am literally not even using Rage on Ignore Pain at the moment. I suppose Revenge is actually, the more I think about it, Revenge is actually our Rage spender, but it just doesn't hit very hard. It doesn't feel impactful. We need that shade, these shades to die. And I'm going first because I can. So I haven't got cooldowns, which means I'm going to go left first. If I'd have saved my cooldowns and I knew I was going to be able to do a lot of damage pretty quickly, I'd have gone right. That pack is just a little bit more annoying. What I could do is actually run back that way and grab the patrol as well with Avatar. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to kick this one. I got disorientated. Damn. I got disorientated, and because it's a pug group, they're kind of just following the circle round, which makes sense, I guess, but yeah. So we'll have to pop our Avatar here. Let's do some pumps. I suppose, so the nice part with the Force set is that in this sort of scenario where I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible, keeping Revenge up is going to feed into my Ignore Pain anyway. So, like, I have 100k Ignore Pain right now. Actually, this has worked out pretty well. So, I have used one Ignore Pain here. I'm not planning on using any more. There's the Demolarizing Roar. As soon as the Rupture goes off, we're going to charge back in. And, yeah, I mean, we're not pumping, like, pulling ridiculous amounts of damage. One thing that I think is going to be interesting very soon is Blood DK. They were already doing okay damage. Their single target maybe lacked just a little bit, but they've had like massive damage buffs recently. Or sorry, coming in the next patch. So obviously things are subject to change. It might not actually happen, but as they are right now, I think their damage is going to be something impressive, which is good because that's one of the tanks I want to play. So overall at the moment, we need to kill these shades anyway, so let's just pad a little bit. I'm going to look at, I know I said I was going to do this in the last video and I didn't, and I apologise, but I am going to look at like healing done and buff uptime after this and just see how much I've been able to keep Ignore Pain up. I think at the moment I'm not going to have any issues at all keeping Ignore Pain up. So we're going to go right here, mainly because we don't even need this pack, but it's a low key. I just want to do some damage. Like, that's what I'm here for. So the Evoker decided to press all of his buttons before I'd actually even started deepacing, which is not ideal. But I do it all the time, so I can't really blame anyone because, like I said, I do it to the tank that I play with regularly, and he regularly tells me how annoying it is, and I agree now. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. So let's throw our Ravager down. I am kind of keeping an eye on mana nowadays, but not really. Like, it's one of those things that you don't ever see a healer go out of mana. In like I obviously play a lot of classic, and if you continually chain pull like this with like an undergeared healer or like a holy priest or things like that, a healer that can go out of mana, they'll regularly tell you, "Look, I need to just stop and drink after this one or whatever." That doesn't happen in retail. You never get a healer go, "Actually, I just need 2 minutes to drink." What is that staff that evoker's using? Because it looks awesome. Pursuit of Victory. Is that? It looks a little bit Bastion-esque. Would I be right in saying that? I don't know. So we've got Lovers in the Air. Oh, has it begun? No. Oh, it's beginning in like 10 hours. Okay. So they've significantly, apparently, buffed the drop rate of the Big Love Rocket. I have played the game for many years, many different clears, many different characters. I have never seen the mount. So maybe this is our year? Question mark. Hopefully, we're going to pull these all together. Drop the Ravager and La Pompe. So I thought tanks might feel a little bit. So I haven't really played tanks since they did the like 10% damage taken increase, which felt. I thought it was going to feel really bad, and tanks at the time were too strong. I thought they were still going. I thought they had actually maybe done a little bit too much, and maybe they were going to be a bit weaker now. I don't even know if I need these. I'm just pulling them because I can. Right, we'll put all the guards together. Hopefully, they're going to let me gather them. Yeah, I thought maybe it would have been a bit too much. It turns out it was actually perfect. Like tanks are. I think that's why tanks are so common at the moment. Is that they're actually really fun to play and they feel good. They don't feel weak. They can do damage. They can look after themselves. It's a really nice position for tanks to be in. So we're going to ignore all the. Oh no, I want to kill this as well. I'm sure that you don't have to kill this whole room if you pull the patrol in the room before it, but or in the circle area. But I just don't remember enough, and I don't want to see it to the last boss with percentage missing. So it's all good. We'll kill it. We're super far ahead on time. Like I'd be very surprised if we don't two chest this, which I would say that's all I kind of go for in keys at the moment. Yeah, obviously three chests are nice and the dream, but you would have to so over gear or power through a key to three chest it. Even at this level, like with my main group, if we were to do an eight, I'd be very surprised if we didn't three chest an eight. But by the same means, I'd also be very surprised if we didn't power through it and felt like it was very easy. So, yeah, most of the keys I do, especially with pugs, I'm aiming for that two chest. Not because of anything else. That there's very little rewards for two chesting a key, honestly, other than like a slightly better rating. But even then, it's not massive. It's purely just because I want to get them done fast. So nice and smooth. All the ads are dead. Pop avatar because we're going to go into try and do as much damage as possible. Always want to keep it with the image just because, I mean, why not? You'd want the extra damage, right? Boom. So looking at, I mean, my gear on my warrior is still not ideal. I'm 390 eye level now. The head. So obviously I did PvP first, right? So I crafted this head early as a PvP item just to get the 424 eye level. I actually like it for PvE, and I think at some point I will be upgrading this, which does use one of my embellishments. I'm well aware, but yeah, I think at some point I will probably upgrade this because it does an okay amount of damage. I mean, at the moment it's done nearly 1% of my damage, which yeah isn't great, but it's basically the same as like flaring cow, really, for leather wearers. I'm sure there's better alternatives, and the stats are crit verse, which isn't ideal, but yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it at the moment. I'm probably going to keep it for a little while longer. My necklace is 392. I do intend at some point getting a lariat. Um, that will be my other embellishment. Obviously, I have my full set, but it's pretty low eye level. 385 cloak, 385 chest piece. Can go a little bit higher, I think. I got some 385 braces, but with the news that the Valor cap's being removed soon, I just decided to upgrade them as much as I can, which is currently 402, especially since they're like best stats. I've got my 405 weapon, needs an enchant on it still though. Got a 385 shield, that's one that I would like to improve on quite quickly. I don't know how much it impacts it anymore, but actually block value being only on shields means that a big shield is probably quite a big upgrade. Bought myself a 395 haste primary stat trinket from PvP. Again, I mean, it's not the ideal trinket that you'd want, but actually, it's not horrible for what it does. Primary stat's always good. It's up a lot of the time. Haste, we were lacking haste severely because we needed the like rage generation. So actually, a really good option. We've got the Ruby Well shell, which we'll just use here because why not? I don't plan on keeping it for very long, but it does need to be trained just in case, like if I happen to pull like a 400 eye level Ruby Welch shell, I'm obviously going to use it. It's better to have been trained. 395 crit verse. This is the ring that I would have bought for arms, PvP. I crafted a ring, but didn't get a very good craft. It only cost me like 100 gold though, which was nice. Boots, I literally threw the first pair of boots on I had because I had PvP boots and I didn't want to waste the embellishment slot. 395 and 398 gloves and legs, which is pretty nice, and 385 belt. So lots to improve on. I think it wouldn't be. I think if I was to really put some time and effort into this, smash through like 10 to 15s, I could probably get to 400 eye level pretty comfortably, or sort of like 398 eye level pretty comfortably. After that, maybe it'd be a bit more of a challenge to get gear upgrades, but that's just in general. Um, but the thing is that like I'm not doing high enough keys where even my current gear is being tested, so I don't feel the need to go and farm out the min maxiest eye level because, well, actually, it's just not making a difference if I'm honest. So they give 1.95% each, so I don't need that one frog, but I imagine, of course, someone pulled it anyway. So we do have Bloodlust up. This next boss, technically, I suppose, has a soft enrage timer. There's three like runes on the floor. You can only use them once each to avoid a certain mechanic that will otherwise pretty much kill you. That for me, like, if you had really bad DPS, you might see it. All three. We've done weeks where we were definitely in a higher level key than we probably should have been, and even then we didn't really struggle to get it down before like the second rune. Maybe he saw the second rune, but never even close to the third. So yeah, it's one of those things that it technically has a soft in range, but I don't think you'll have ever seen it, or a hard in range, sorry. Whereas the last boss is an absolute nightmare at times, so I'd rather use Bloodlust there. We've got 9 minutes on a two chest. Gonna pull this boss back a little bit. Pop me coolies. It's nice being able to pop cooldowns and just being like, okay, go as nuts as you want. You're not pulling threat. Like that's a nice feeling to be in. Now I want to move the boss slightly this way. After the Devastator, he's going to fly up. Here we go. So he always does one Frostbomb, one Devastator before flying up. So you know that you only have to avoid this once, which is why I tanked it quite close. Now here, you can move around this at quite a rapid pace. As long as your group's got somewhat decent spacing, you're never really going to run out of space. I mean, this is not fantastic spacing at all. So we're going to stack over here. In an ideal world, what you would do is the tank would tank in one side, the range would be on the other side, and you'd create this kind of tunnel around the room. But my weaker has not even come up to say he's in a hide soon yet, so we've got plenty of time to get over there. Another frost bomb. Can't spell reflect it. That's pretty sad. Going to move out the way just to give him some space. Hide is coming soon, so it'll be Devastator into Hide, I imagine. Don't come and stand on me. What are you doing? There we go. So, like I said, Tyrannical Weak, no Bloodlust, not the best DPS in the world. And we're on the second room with him being at 20% health. Like, we're not going to have to worry about it at all. And again, you saw me kind of position and run back here. It's so unnecessary because you have so much space before the next rune that I'd be very surprised if you ever hit it. Before you have to go and run there to hide anyway. So that's dead. I've always wanted to jump off here and heroic leap and see if it would work. but I don't want to ruin anyone's key. So last boss, Warrior's actually not a bad option for it, mainly because Avatar clears roots and snares. And the fact that we have Heroic Leap, Jump, Intervene if we want it, all that good stuff. So I'm going to just tank it here currently, wait for my stacks to fall off. They have nerfed this boss a little bit as well. I actually can spell reflect that, which I probably should do. Yeah, they've nerfed it in fact, quite significantly. So it's not something I'm particularly worried about us doing. 75% the first crystals come down, so we are going to help here. It's percentage health based, I believe. Not entirely sure, but I'm fairly sure. According to the Dungeon Journal, it is. There is a theory that it isn't entirely health based, but around 50% we should get the second lot of crystals. Should be now. Perfect. So again, because it's health based, I can help on these crystals, and we're not wasting boss damage. Once it's dead, it's dead. So 8 stacks at the moment. Get the Dragon Strike, spell reflected. We have got a bad position on some of these balls, so I am going to just move it away a little bit. Let's just Avatar here. I should have waited and Avatared later. These, as far as I know, do like a fixate where they move every couple of seconds and then they stop for like 5. So if they stop again, you're probably safe to not worry about it. I accidentally heroic leap because it's connected to another button. I now need to run. I could really do with the spell. Although they've changed this boss so much, like you can actually run around just with 10 stacks always now, and it's not really going to make a difference. Haven't got anything for this one, unfortunately. And boom. Nice and easy. We get ourselves to 1192 rating. No loot, because of course. And yeah. Ooh, 385 shield with Biss stats. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Probably no more Warrior content this week. It will come back next week now. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Catch you later. Goodbye.